Wish TV is your education station. Top state lawmakers say they want to hold your children back a year if they can't read at a grade level that they're in. And the idea already drawing criticism. News 8's government reporter Garrett Bergquist found out what your elected lawmakers have in mind.
The state's own data show nearly 1 in 5 third graders can't read at grade level. Everyone in the State House calls that a crisis, but they disagree on how to fix that. House Speaker Todd Huston says he wants this session to be short and focused. And Indiana's low reading proficiency scores are at the top of the agenda.
So let's work together to set a statewide goal to ensure that at least 95% of Hoosier children are reading at grade level by this critical age. And for students not meeting this key metric, they should be retained.
Huston and his Senate counterparts say they suspect there are too many exceptions that allow kids to advance before they're ready. They say their legislation probably will limit those circumstances, though it wouldn't be a blanket law.
We're adversely affecting any student that we pass along that can't read at an appropriate level. We know that we know by the statistics that they end up higher rates of incarceration, higher rates of government assistance, whether you're a student of color or any type of student. That's just not fair to the kid.
So far, nobody has actually written any legislation to do what Huston proposes. Democrats point out lawmakers just passed legislation this spring to require schools to follow the science of reading curriculum. They say that program needs time to work, and they say retaining students poses its own problems.
The stigma of retention can actually increase the likelihood that they drop out. So even if you're retained in third grade, that can have significant impact on where you are as a sixth grader, on where you are as a 12th grader. So we really have to think long and hard about the unintended consequences. We also know that those unintended consequences have a significant impact on children who might have an undiagnosed special education status.
The legislative session itself begins on January 8th. Legislative leaders say they hope to adjourn no later than March 14th. At the State House, I'm Garrett Bergquist for Wish TV, wishtv.com, and like us on Facebook.